Today, we are unlocking a story hidden deep within the digital cockpit of one of the most advanced fighter jets on Earth. A story about invisible lines of code that turned an already fifth-generation aircraft into an even more lethal, intelligent, and nation-tailored war machine. We are diving deep into how Israel modified the software systems of the F-35, and trust me, what Israel did wasn't just a modification, it was a transformation. When most countries buy advanced fighter jets from the United States, they accept them as is. They don't have the power to rewrite the codes, they don't get access to the classified onboard systems, and they certainly don't get to redesign how the jet thinks. But Israel said no. They didn't just buy the F-35, they reinvented it. The F-35 is known for its stealth, its advanced sensors, networked warfare capabilities, and perhaps most importantly, its software. Because while the outside is impressive, the inside is where the real intelligence lives. It's where decisions happen. It's where the jet becomes more than just a machine. And Israel knew that software was the key, so they modified it. They didn't just tweak it, they rewrote parts of it, they added their own layers. They inserted their own warfighting algorithms, their own communications systems, and even their own operational autonomy protocols. In simple words, they taught the F-35 to fight like an Israeli pilot, think like an Israeli commander, and fit seamlessly into Israel's unique defense network. But let's break it down. When Israel first negotiated the purchase of the F-35, it insisted on something no other country dared to demand: full access and modification rights to the jet's software architecture. The United States, highly protective of its technologies, initially refused, but eventually, due to strategic importance, they agreed. Which meant Israel could customize the jet for its needs and not just use it, but actually evolve it. Israel named its version the F-35I Adir. Adir in Hebrew means mighty, powerful, and majestic, and this aircraft lives up to that name. Its modifications go far deeper than just adding Hebrew interfaces or Israeli voice warnings. It carries unique Israeli-made electronic warfare systems, diffusion upgrades, advanced cyber defenses, and even its own command network that bypasses NATO standard links. Most countries using the F-35 rely heavily on the American Autonomic Logistics Information System, a cloud-based support system that tells the jet how to maintain itself, when to check parts, and how to manage mission data. Israel said no. They replaced it with their own system, built by Israeli defense companies, designed for local battle conditions, rapid emergency response, and cyber-resilient war environments. That's not just customization, that's independence. One of the biggest changes was how Israel rewired the mission data files. These files are like the brain of the aircraft. They are loaded with information about enemy radars, missile systems, air defense networks, and specific threats in certain regions. Normally, only the United States updates them for foreign buyers. But Israel developed its own mission data labs and equipped its F-35s with custom files that reflect real threats around it, from Syria's S-300 and S-400 systems to Iranian surveillance drones to Hezbollah communication patterns. Their F-35 doesn't just detect threats, it anticipates them. Now imagine this. A standard F-35 flies into contested airspace. It picks up enemy radar, analyzes it, and tries to avoid being detected. An Israeli F-35 flies into the same zone. It sees the radar. It analyzes not just the frequency, but also identifies the exact type of radar, recognizes its operator, tracks its behavioral pattern, and instantly reacts based on preloaded battlefield intelligence that was gathered from spy satellites, drones, and ground intelligence units. It's not just avoiding, it's engaging at a higher level. The electronic warfare upgrades are another game changer. Israel is one of the world leaders in electronic warfare innovations. They inserted their own EW suite directly into the F-35 software. This means the jet can jam, deceive, spoof, or even hack enemy systems, all while remaining stealthy. In fact, Israeli pilots have described the jet's EW system as being able to fight without firing a missile. That is electronic dominance. But there's more. Israel added unique communication protocols. Normally, F-35s communicate using NATO standard data links, but Israel built its own secure communication link that connects the F-35 directly with its drone fleet. Its ground units, Iron Dome, and David's Sling missile defense systems, and even Cyber Command. That means the F-35 isn't just a fighter. It's a central intelligence node, a flying server of war. Think of it like this. In other countries, the F-35 is a weapon. In Israel, it's part of a digital nervous system. That's why when Israeli F-35s go on missions, they don't just take off like traditional jets. They enter the battlefield with real-time inputs from satellites, AI-based defense analytics, secret sensors on the ground, and drone swarms in the sky. Their software turns this aircraft into not just a stealth fighter, but a decision maker. Another bold move Israel made was testing how the F-35 would behave against its own air defense systems. They flew it against their Iron Dome radar, David's Sling interceptor system, and even simulated S-300 and S-400 threats to modulate and improve its stealth and detection avoidance characteristics. In some tests, the F-35 wasn't just invisible, it was untouchable. The air defenses didn't even know it was there. Now here's something fascinating. Israel even modified the cockpit interface. They inserted new displays and software overlays that give pilots access to tactical data from ground intelligence and drone video feeds mid-mission. The pilot can literally see what the drone sees, what Cyber Command is detecting, and what long-range missile defense radars are tracking. All from inside the cockpit canopy, from a fighter jet to a command center. There's also a secretive layer of cyber capability. Israel, known for its cyber warfare expertise, reportedly installed its own cyber defense system inside the aircraft software. This allows the F-35 not only to protect itself from hacking attempts, but potentially to carry out offensive cyber actions. Yes, imagine a fighter jet that can hack enemy radars mid-flight. All of this leads to an unbelievable concept. Israel turned its F-35 into a platform not just for aerial dominance, but for digital dominance. The F-35I Adir reportedly has operational protocols where the aircraft can detect incoming missile launches, calculate their threat patterns, and automatically send targeting coordinates to nearby Patriot or Iron Dome systems, instructing them to intercept threats without any human input. That's beyond a fighter jet. That's artificial intelligence in battle. And when these jets train, their software keeps learning. It gathers data, upgrades its algorithms, and adapts future missions. That's why every mission makes it smarter. This opens a new field, not just fifth-generation warfare, but smart warfare, where jets don't just fly and fight. They think now. Close your eyes for a moment and picture this. A silent F-35I Adir gliding through the night sky. The moonlight bounces off its stealthy frame. Deep inside its onboard computer, thousands of lines of Israeli code run silently. It isn't just flying, it's analyzing, it's learning, it's predicting, it's communicating with satellites, cyber command, and missile defense units all at once. And when it strikes, no one even knows it was there. That is what happens when a country doesn't just buy technology, but reshapes it according to its own philosophy of warfare. The story of how Israel modified the F-35 software systems isn't just about upgrading a jet. It's about rewriting the very definition of modern air combat. It's about placing intelligence ahead of firepower, algorithms ahead of armor, information ahead of everything. And perhaps one day, wars won't be decided by who has the best aircraft, but by who has the smartest code inside those aircraft. So, next time you hear about the F-35, just remember, it's not just about stealth. It's not just about speed. It's about software, and Israel's version. It may just be the smartest fighter jet on Earth. And in the end, when skies grow silent and the horizon is still, it won't be the roar of engines that determines the future of air power. It will be the silent whispers of machines thinking, learning, and executing with precision. Welcome to a battlefield where intelligence flies on wings. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more incredible stories from behind the veil of global defense technology. The future of warfare is here, and it's writing itself in lines of code.